R&R podcast where we talk sports, entertainment, and cigars. Oh, we back. R&R podcast presented by me, Havana. Rob, what's happening?
All good, man. Part two.
Part
week
two.
6. I'm ready. College football. Let's
You
talk
good?
about Deion.
Oh, there we go. All right, we back.
Okay,
We back, baby.
So talk about Deion and all the hype versus the hate. What's your takeaway on that?
You know, Deion gets a lot of hate from, his past, I'm going to say aggressions or whatever, but I love Deion. Deion's been a baller, been a hell of a father, you know what I'm saying? But we get a lot of hate. I don't know why he gets so much hate, because the way he's just straight up. And the things he's doing for Colorado, things he's doing for those young men shouldn't be going unnoticed. Like last week, he just opened an account where he made a partnership with a bank that all the players that got kids, and some of the NIL money will go into those accounts for those kids for the future. Ain't no other coaches doing that, man. You know what I mean? Like that, and then we always talking about, I'm talking about us folks, always talking about we need more black coaches, and then when we get one, we want to dog him.
We don't want to
support him. I mean, you ain't got to just support him because he's black, but he's good. You know what I mean? He's
good for college football.
Good for college football. Look at the sidelines, man. He's making these people come out, and he won. He won last week, but he went against the best. I won $300 off of it because I knew no way they was going to beat that team by 11.5 points, because
that's a good team, great program,
the number 1 D2 school in the nation, man.
Yeah, and look at the sidelines, like you said. Look at how the games are selling out. They said student enrollment is up, endowment is up, donations. So I think he's been great for that university, which has had umpteen losing seasons in a row, couldn't keep a head coach, couldn't get recruits to go and play there. And now Deion has made Colorado almost must see. Not almost must see, it is must see.
It's must see.
So
a lot of people want to see him fail. They're just waiting for him to lose. But I mean, He got a task this weekend against him. We play Nebraska.
Mm-hmm.
So
I get it, but I mean, people don't always want you to be that confident. They don't like that. So but we'll.
Yeah.
Toe meets leather, and we're underway.
Right.
And the Bison will take it 1st and 10 from their own.
Yes, sir.
On 2nd down, Miller serves.
But his son is. I mean, people try to say his son's. Last year he had like 27 touchdowns and only 3 picks.
Mm-hmm. He's great. He's gonna be a pro.
He's gonna be a pro, and everybody keep trying to knock him. I don't know why you guys trying to knock him. He's a good player. He's accurate. They made some improvements. They got Warren Sapp over there. They had T.O. over there telling Travis Hunter, giving him tips.
Mm-hmm.
And look at the catch he made in the game.
Ooh, multiple touchdowns. Game winning touchdown. Is he a top 10 pick, Travis Hunter?
Yes, sir.
Is he?
Yes, sir. He's going both ways too.
Yeah, he's good. He's gonna be good.
Joe Horn, man, little speedster, man.
Mm-hmm. I like him.
Yeah, he's good.
So takeaways on the hype versus the hate. Final takeaways.
Man, I just wish people would just support him and let him do his thing. Back up and let us do his thing.
Okay.
And if he fails, he fails. But you know what I mean? So far,
give him a fair chance, huh?
Give him a fair chance like you give everybody else. And you don't say anything. You get these retread coaches that keep getting jobs. And he did it. He did it the easy. He was just like me. You know what I mean? He came through Pop Warner.
Mm-hmm. Then high school. Then Jackson
State. Nobody gave him anything. Just because he was Deion, he earned it.
Yeah, he had to earn it.
So, hats off to him, man. Deion, man, keep doing your thing, man. And very positive brother, very positive brother. And it's good for the kids, you know what I'm saying? But the only thing, we don't like, he don't do home visits, but you need to do that, bro.
Yeah, you got to get those recruits in there. You can't just rely on the portal. But he said it's too much hype when he goes to somebody's house. People, want his autograph and take pictures and all that. So I kind of get it, but he may have to do that at some point. They're saying if Lincoln Riley doesn't survive this season, which we'll get into SC in a little bit, they're saying that Deion could get that job. What would you think about Deion at USC?
It'll be a star-studded affair every time. You know what I mean? Because LA, Deion.
Yeah, it'd be huge.
If you want to make some money, you're gonna make some money. SC already got all the money though.
Yeah.
You know that.
Yeah, exactly.
But,
they can afford him, and they can afford to buy out Lincoln Riley.
Right. Lincoln Riley. Where we're going with it?
Before we get to SC, because we got to talk SC, because I just want to ask you about that Georgia Clemson game. Georgia won 34-3. What's going on with Clemson?
Your boy Dabu talking about he don't want to go in the transfer portal.
Gotta adapt. Gotta go.
You gotta adapt, and you got to get on the fly, Mr. Dabu Sweeney. But if you don't want to get in the portal, then why are you coaching, man? Because everybody else getting in the portal.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And now the jig's up on you. And then when the Alabama job came up and you went there and you played there, your name didn't even surface.
It didn't surface. They didn't want to get double. I know that years ago they talked about
it. Yeah.
But I think his recent history kind of took that away from him. That's why they went with DeBoer from Washington.
And that's a pretty good coach, and I give that to him.
And they're gonna be fine. They look good. We're gonna talk about them too.
Right.
So Clemson lost 34-3. I watched the first half. It was 3-3 with a couple minutes left. I think Georgia scored another field goal. In the second half, it was over.
Right.
So the Clemson fans were leaving at the beginning of the fourth quarter, walking out.
Right.
So when they recruit the same players, Clemson, South Carolina, they recruit a lot of kids from Georgia. That did not look good for Clemson.
Did not look good at all.
Who you want to talk about next? We have we said we were going to talk about USC LSU. I know you've been waiting to get to that.
Ooh, fight on, baby. Fight on. Because LSU, Kelly talked all that mess. He's going to come out here and bully us. And what happened? I mean, it wasn't a pretty game, but Miller Moss did his thing.
Mm-hmm.
The receiver did his thing. The defense, they showed pictures. I don't know if you watched the game. They all put on pounds, dude. The defensive line.
Sticker, yeah.
Yeah, they got bigger. I like to see them with a little more pressure on the quarterback, but they got the bend don't break, but they wasn't breaking this time. So shout out to Coach Lynn.
Yeah, definitely.
From UCLA. I mean, that was a steal because they look a lot better.
On defense, 27-20. LSU was ranked number 13. USC was ranked 23. SC's got to crack the top 20, I think.
So we play Utah State this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
We cracked that. We hit that. And then Texas is at Michigan this weekend, which I think Texas should
win that one.
Should win it because Michigan didn't look too great playing Fresno State.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking of USC LSU, shout out to our buddy Chance Hudson. His son Kyron Hudson-Ware made that one-handed grab. That was on like Sports Center.
Right.
It was everywhere. So that was a great catch. It set up a touchdown. So, but yeah, SC looked good, man. I'm happy for him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, SC looks great.
I'd like to see him do well this year. Lincoln Riley needs him to do well this year. He might be in trouble.
He might be in trouble. So he needs them to at least. I mean, if they win, if they play Michigan, I think they can beat Michigan.
I don't know about that. I'd like to see them, but
our offensive line is Miller Moss was getting touched a little bit.
Okay.
But if we can block, people don't know. If you want to win, all you got to do is block and tackle, man.
Block and tackle, simple. Sounds simple.
Sounds simple, but block and tackle, do the fundamentals. You'll win the game 9 times out of 10. But
I think LSU's going to take a major step back this year. They lost the 2 top receivers and their quarterback. They're always deep, but that was a great year last year with Jaden and those 2 receivers. So we'll see. But SC, I'm happy because the SEC thinks, like you said, they can come out here and bully these West Coast teams, and clearly that's not the case.
Yeah, that wasn't the case.
It wasn't the case this weekend.
So Paul Feinbaum had to go. He talked a lot of mess too.
Yeah, he did. Always about SC and Lincoln
He had to
Riley.
go eat that.
Yep.
So
Ohio State, man, what they said they spent $20 million on NIL money.
It looked like it.
Yeah, they look good. That's to me, after Georgia, that's the second best team, if not the best team.
Right.
So what do you think about them?
They're going to be good too because they both offense and defensively good. Sound, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And they got, I don't really nobody likes Chip Kelly, but Chip Kelly can call some plays.
And he's probably better at that. I think he's a better
right.
play caller because he doesn't have the personality, I think, to be a head coach. I don't think a lot of guys relate to him as we saw at in the pros. But calling plays, just doing that.
Yeah.
And him and Ryan Day, grew up in the same area in New Hampshire. He coached Ryan Day. They played same Pop Warner, played for the same coach. I think there's a level of comfort there that's going to allow Ryan Day to relinquish play call and just focus on being the head coach.
That's right.
So I think that's going to help them. They won 52-6. Granted, it was Akron, but Ohio State's going to be tough. And they got the safety Caleb Downs that was the leading tackler at Alabama. They got him over there as a sophomore, true sophomore. Everybody thought he was going to transfer to Georgia when he left Alabama, and he's at Ohio State starting. So they're going to be good, man. Like you said, they're good on offense and defense. Another game that kind of surprised me, Oregon only won, and that's my school. Shout out to Fred Red. Oregon won, Jalen Red. Oregon won 24-14 over Idaho. I thought it would have been in Idaho. Maybe I'm sleeping on them, but I thought Oregon was going to blow them out.
Yeah, they lost a lot too, so they gotta revamp and see what they got over there.
But they're ranked number 3. So if you lose a lot and you still rank number 3, that means your program is top notch, which I think they're, top 3 or 4. I like their coach.
Right.
Even though good coach. He was the, coordinator at Georgia. They said he could have got the Alabama job if he wanted it, Lanning. Right. But, Oregon looked, 24-14 at home. Maybe, like I said, maybe Idaho's got a better team than I gave him credit for. So maybe that's my fault. But Oregon's going to be in the hunt, I think. Can they go into a Michigan and win? They win in Ohio State, several years ago when Jalen was there and beat Ohio State.
But that mind got to be right. They got to be ready. They got to be ready.
You talked about Texas beating Michigan. Texas, I think,
they
good.
Play Michigan.
They play, yeah. You talked about them, but you said they should be able to beat them.
They should be able to beat them.
Texas is tough. Sarkisian knows what he's doing. He learned under Saban when he had to take that sabbatical and go be an analyst and then an assistant. I think he learned, man. He's built that program. They're tough up front. Right. They're deep. They got a couple hurt, but they're deep. Right. They got 2 good quarterbacks. You talk about Ewers and Manning. I think Texas is going to be a problem this year in the SEC too.
In the SEC,
I think he built them like an SEC team.
Yes, sir.
So that's going to be tough. So we talked about Texas. You mentioned Alabama. They didn't play anybody noteworthy. They played Western Kentucky. They won 63-0.
Yeah, but
they're deep. They're deep, and they got a good coach. DeBoer's a good coach.
Very good coach.
And they have one of the top recruiting classes coming in for 2025. So he's shown he can get it done. A lot of people thought he wasn't going to be able to recruit out here, out down south because he's a West Coast coach. But, man, top 2 or 3 class for 2025, and they're deep. Still got Milroe, still got those receivers. They're going to be good. They're going to be really good.
It's a secondary where they lack. And
they're
going to get put to the test soon.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, they have a modern day kid, Damani Jackson, over there starting at corner. Let's see what he does. I'd like to see him do well.
Right.
Yeah. So hopefully he performs. He started off at SC. He was a top cornerback recruit on the West Coast, one of the top in the country. When he went to SC. SC was all over him. So hopefully he finds success at Alabama. I like our California kids to do well, and I remember watching him in high school.
Yes.
Who else do you want to talk about? You tell me. We talked about Texas, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson,
UCLA, man.
Ooh, talk to me. What they do?
I made another 300.
Man, I'm gonna start betting on who you bet on
because they gave Hawaii 14. They won 14-13.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so
it's gonna be tough. I want to see Deshaun Foster do well, but
another black coach.
Yeah,
and he want to do him well, and they got almost an all black staff.
Bieniemy's over there, your boy.
Bieniemy straight out of Bishop Vermont. That's where my wife went to.
Mm-hmm.
But they got to get it together over there. I mean, it's
what's the problem? I don't think they're big enough up front. I think they're a typical West Coast team. They got to get some recruit. They got to get some linemen.
We got to get some linemen. Yeah, build it inside out first.
Yeah,
they got a lot of skilled dudes, but
always skilled dudes.
Right.
But you got to have it too deep at quarterback. But you got to have the beef up front, like you said.
Right.
Okay. So we talked about USC. We talked about UCLA. Talked about Georgia. Talked about Colorado. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin scoring a lot of points.
A lot of points. Oh, another USC dude.
Another guy that had to go and learn under Saban.
Right.
Saban's coaching tree is crazy, by the way.
Yes, it is.
Sarkisian, you got Kiffin, and you got Kirby Smart. You got 3 coaches in the top 10 that coached under him. Isn't that crazy?
Did Dabo coach on him?
No, I don't. Not under Saban.
He went there. Huh?
Yeah, he went there and he played there. He played in the 90s, so Saban wasn't there. Saban was still at Michigan State.
Michigan State.
Yeah. So Alabama's deep. Ole Miss is putting up a lot of points. If they can play defense and if they're strong enough up front, they're going to be a problem too.
Miami.
Ooh, did you see that game? Miami and Florida. I watched that.
Oh my God, that quarterback is good too.
Yep, Cam Ward. Out of Infinite Word, and then Washington State. He put his name in the draft, and then he pulled it out. I think that was good. He had 3 TDs at Florida,
right,
and was giving them the Gator. He was giving them the Gator. Like, yeah, we got you. Yeah, they look good. Miami look good. Mario Cristobal, he looks good. He's offensive lineman, so I think he's trying to build that line because Miami's another team that always has skilled players, and they usually have a good line too. So I got to give them that. But 41-17 at Florida,
right? Ooh,
Napier better get it together, or he's not gonna be there.
Ooh, let's talk about that game last night, though.
Which game?
Boston College and Florida. It's over for Florida, man.
Florida State. I wanted to see them do well. DJ is their quarterback, another local kid out of St. John Bosco. I think his dad.
Big Dave out of Ganesha.
Yep, out of Ganesha.
Right here. Yeah.
But they lost 20. How do you lose to Boston College? And you're ranked number 10, you lose 28-13 at Florida State.
Yeah, so now their playoff chances is 1% to get into the top 12.
That's another job Deion would take, I think.
Oh, yeah, he would take that.
Because he played there.
Right.
Do you think if he got offered both, where would he go? Would he go to Florida State? I think he'd go to SC, to be honest.
I think he'd go to SC for the glitz and the glam.
Yeah, he fits that.
Right.
But yeah, Boston College, man, they at the half, they were down 14-6, and then in the second half, they got outscored 14-7.
Right.
So DJ, 272 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
Yeah, and then he transferred from Clemson to Oregon State. He started.
Yep. Started at Clemson.
So I don't understand why he left Oregon State to go to Florida.
Florida State, yeah.
Probably
because of Oregon State. The Oregon State coach left. So that's the only thing I could think of. Maybe he left because of that. The Oregon State coach got the job at Michigan State.
So I don't know what's going on over there, but he's not passing the eye test right now.
Okay. So hopefully he does well.
Yeah.
DJ, we're cheering. We're rooting for
you. The hometown.
Want to see you do well, definitely. Notre Dame, Texas A&M. Did you get a chance to look at that one? That was a good game.
That was a good game.
That's
Texas
a good coach
A&M too.
Yeah. I like that young guy.
Jordan Mickey over there out of Eastville.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
And playing cornerback, and that was good. They went into Texas A&M, which is a hostile environment, and they held their own, man. They won that game. They look good.
Right.
So I think they're good on both sides. Their line is physical. They're athletic. Their corners, man, they got some DBs over there. He's recruited well. Another guy with a top 10 class for 2025. So I think Notre Dame, and we have to see what Texas A&M does. It was crazy. The Texas A&M coach used to be the head coach at Duke.
Right.
He left and went to A&M. So his quarterback from Duke went to Notre Dame and beat him. And you can tell it was all love. They were friendly with each other after the game.
I've seen that.
But you saw that? Yeah, I watched that too. So Notre Dame, Texas, that was Texas A&M. That was a really good game. Tennessee, they look good. They blew out the team they played.
Got a hometown kid right there out of Warren High School.
Out of Warren High School. That quarterback, talk about him because you know more about him than me.
I did one of his 7-on-7 games when I was reffing.
69-3, by the way, against Chattanooga.
I want to say like 2 years ago, 2 years or 3 years ago.
How'd he look?
Over there in Mater Dei. And he was awesome, dude. And he already had an NIL deal for $1 million right there in high school.
Now, was he still at Warren? Because remember, he was at Warren, then he went to Poly, and then went back to Warren. And then he brought these dudes from Florida, dog. These dudes from Florida was beasts. He shredded them. Really?
Damani McClain was on that team, the one that transferred to Colorado.
To Colorado. He shredded the Florida team?
Shredded them.
What?
Shredded.
He's 6'6".
Yeah, 6'6".
They love it
and accurate. He can throw that rock.
And they said so he's a true sophomore, I think, or is he a red sophomore? True sophomore. They said his NIL deal was like $9 million. That's crazy.
Right.
Tennessee had to do that to get him.
Right.
He's good. He's good. I like it. I'm gonna watch him this year.
Right.
I watched the highlights. He only played the first half. Dude had over 300 yards in the first half.
Yeah.
He's gonna be good. I want to see them. Tennessee thinks they can get in that top 12 for the college playoff. We'll see. Got Josh Heupel over there as the coach. But yeah, he looked really good. I like to see all my local kids do good. We talked about Miami, Florida. like I said, Napier better get it together because those Florida boosters are not going to let you be mediocre, not and continue to lose to Georgia in the largest cocktail party ever. That's what they call it in Jacksonville every year. I got to get to that. And then, Florida State, Florida State's not doing great. Florida's not doing great with all that talent. I don't understand that. So there's a duo over at Arizona that played together. The receiver from Arizona, everybody thought those two guys, the quarterback and the receiver, were going to leave and go to Washington because their coach got the job at Washington when DeBoer left. That receiver had 304 yards.
Lower than much.
Yeah, the quarterback, they played together in high school, had 422 yards. They look good. They beat New Mexico 61-39. But that quarterback, Fafita, 422 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. And then the receiver, McMillan, 10 receptions, 304 yards, 4 TDs.
And where them kids from?
I think they're Arizona kids.
Yeah, so I used to do a lot of 7-on-7 games in Arizona.
Is that big out there?
Yes. And
why?
Arizona got a lot of talent that people be sleeping on. And I seen a lot of kids ball out there, dude, like really ball.
If Arizona and Arizona State could just get the local kids,
Right.
they'd be okay. But the top kids in Arizona, a lot of them end up going, Nebraska, Florida, USC. They leave.
Right.
A lot of them go to Oregon.
Right.
That big DB that was out of Arizona, he was supposed to go to Oregon, ended up at Georgia. They lose a lot of their top players.
Right.
So
they're very talented.
Yeah, very talented. So if you had to pick Georgia, Ohio State right now, who would you pick? It's only one game, so it's kind of a hard question, but who would you pick?
Running back just got hurt from Georgia.
Yeah, they got like 1 or 2. Yeah, you're right.
I would have to go to Ohio State because they complete all around.
Man, Urban Meyer said might be the most talented team he's seen in 10 years. Now, I don't know if he said that just to put pressure on Ryan Day so he can come back and get that job, but, that's happened before. But Ohio State's loaded, and they said they spent, like I said, $20 million on talent, NIL money. They got all these new collectives that raise monies for the NIL. So that team is, like you said, they're loaded. They got the Kansas State quarterback transferred in. He's starting. They got a good running back. They got the best freshman wide receiver in the country.
Right.
They got Jackson. They got the All-American back. If that quarterback can fling that ball all over the field, they're going to be okay. They're going to be tough. So I'm going Ohio State too right now over Georgia. But I'm not going to vote against Kirby Smart.
No.
But right now I like Ohio State. I think they're deeper than Georgia. Georgia lost a lot the last 2 years.
Yes.
To the NFL. So we'll see. But Georgia's quarterback is good. Carson Beck, he looks good.
Carson Beck.
Yeah, he looks good. And he ran it a little bit too. So that's all I had for college football. We talked about Michigan, talked about Notre Dame, Texas, Ole Miss putting up that 76. That's wrong. Lane Kiffin, by the way, you shouldn't have. It's 76. Start just running a ball out or something.
Sound like a basketball game.
Exactly. So Penn State, they beat West Virginia at West Virginia. They did. They beat them 34-12. Penn State's number 8. I'm not sold on them because I don't know if their offense is good enough. And but they're hard to beat at home. Michigan, like you said, they beat Fresno State 30-10. Oklahoma State. So we'll see. I think it's open. I think Georgia and Ohio State are the cream of the crop, and then Oregon and Texas.
Texas
is tough. Texas is tough.
We're gonna find out this weekend.
Yeah, at Michigan. Yeah. Texas and Oregon are kind of that next tier, and Alabama, which is how they have them ranked pretty much. So yeah, that's what I have so far, man. Florida was disappointing for sure. Shout out to SC. UCLA's got to get it together, definitely.
Yeah. So,
anything else? What else do you have? Is that it? That's all I have.
We got Thursday night. We got Baltimore playing
Kansas City.
Kick off the NFL. What do you think about that?
Where is the game?
In Baltimore. I think.
That's gonna be a good one. Baltimore is gonna be looking to show that they've improved. They have Henry over there as a running back, so I think they're better. And they're well coached.
Right.
I think they're better. I think we're gonna see. We're gonna see if they got better.
Right.
Travis Kelce's been traveling and touring and partying all summer. Hopefully, he was staying in shape.
And he got that $100 million him and his brother for his podcast.
Yeah. So
you ain't got to give us $100 million.
Give us one.
Give us one, and we good.
Yep. So, yeah, man, that's gonna be good. I'm excited for pro football. So next week we'll be able to talk some pro football.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a lot
It's gonna
more
be
than we
good.
talked this week. Yeah, we're gonna
Kicking
talk some
weekend.
scores. Yeah.
It's gonna be exciting. I think this is the best time of the year. You got the baseball going on, playoffs heating up. You got football
And you got basketball
on.
you got
Basketball,
WNBA right now, and the
WNBA.
NBA just around the corner.
cracking off. I didn't watch none of the tennis. We'll get into that. The U.S.
maybe,
Open.
yeah, exactly.
But they
Maybe
had a
next
lot
week.
of stars out there this weekend.
Yeah,
I seen that.
to watch them. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Yeah.
sports. Shout out to Mi Havana. Even more of a reason to come to Mi Havana because they always have the games on.
So yeah, so you got Monday nights, for football coming up, and then you got Tuesday we got the podcast R&R. Wednesday you got members appreciation night where each member get a free stick.
Yep.
Where they doing that at, bro? And then Thursday you got Thursday night football. And then Friday you always have live music. And then Saturday you got college football, and then
Sunday NFL.
Man, I might just spend the night here.
Yeah,
man,
here get one of those lofts upstairs and stay in one of those lofts.
Yeah, my
Just
wife
come
might put me
downstairs.
out though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She already threatening already.
Okay.
We stay at the cigar lounge too much.
Okay. I'm gonna stay out of that conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's exciting. 7 days a week here at Mi Havana, the best cigar lounge in anywhere. We say Southern California, but the best cigar lounge anywhere.
Anywhere, yeah, it's the best. Raul's a super duper producer right there. When you come here, man, it's like family, dude. It's not like I've been to cigar lounges. You walk in, they look at you,
and don't
crazy.
Speak to you, exactly.
Don't even speak to you. No personality. We got Nate Dogg over there on the cash register and helping you. We got Junior over there rolling. We got
the OGs
Gabby.
in the corner,
Gabby,
Lou and Larry.
Yeah,
exactly.
Lou and Larry,
So
the OGs over there. Look at them over there. They looking at something over there, but they over there looking at some
sports.
Women.
There you go. Sports. So yeah, man. But yeah, definitely shout out. We love having you guys. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about next week. NFL.
Next week we're gonna talk about, we're gonna bring you up to current on all the sporting events. We'll bring some entertainment in there too. Let's look with DirecTV, man. What's up with them?
ESPN. I don't even want to talk about it.
Like, they
cut ESPN. They'll get it together, hopefully.
Get it together, man, because I got DirecTV, but I got other things too.
Exactly.
So I was able to see the game, you know what I mean? But that's
crazy.
That's shitty. You know what I'm saying? But I hope they get it together. And a lot of people, complaining. Now you go to the channel right now, all they gotta do is a QR code up there so you can go in and complain. Get on your QR code, complain. Because really, DirecTV, go and pay the money. You making money, you charging all these fees, and everything's going up. So,
exactly.
You know what I mean?
All right, that's it, man. I'm good.
So
Anything else?
man, I'm good, man. It's Labor Day came and went. We getting ready to head in September, and before you know it, it'll be they already bringing out the damn Halloween shit. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So then we'll be looking at Christmas and bowl games, and we're going to be here. So me and my right-hand man, we about to sign out tonight.
Yes, sir. See you all next week.
See you next week. Come back, join us. Come down to the Cigar Lounge, though. Come see us. We here. Come check us out. Come talk to us. Come see Nate, Gabby, Junior, Raul, and Maritza. So come check us out right here at Mi Havana, downtown Pomona.
Next week.
You can't miss us. 3 stories. The flyest, dopest cigar lounge in Southern California. In the world, Rob says. So let's get it. We out. Bam.
Those make it good so you don't hear anybody else.